fit, formidable, and fantastic.
Hey everyone, it's Cory McCarthy and welcome to a new episode. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, if you celebrated, that is. I was away with my parents and my brother in Maryland. But now that Christmas has passed, we are about to ring in the new year. And with the celebrations typical of such an annual occasion, often comes debauchery in one form or another, possibly numerous forms.
Moreover, in the comments of my recent video, a discussion about drugs and alcohol occurred.
So, I wanted to do a quick video expressing my thoughts on sex, drinking, and drugs. 3 very hot topics for a time of celebration. And while there will be some science to support my feelings in this video, this is mostly an opinion piece, and hopefully it will impart upon you some wisdom. But first, let's talk about alcohol. But before I begin,
I want to bring your attention to a comprehensive video I had made in mid-September of 2014, which I will link to in the description below.
This video got into the nitty-gritty about alcohol and how it affects performance. Bear in mind, my older videos are a bit dry, but I have left them up because they are still informative. To sum it up for this video, I avoid alcohol altogether, 100%. I don't touch a drop, no matter what the occasion may be. If I'm at a social event, for instance, I will order sparkling water with citrus wedge, for example. And I simply do not give a fuck how that makes me look. If it's, it's my body, and my body doesn't belong to my critics. So why do I avoid alcohol? Well, the 2 big reasons for me are:
there are numerous studies linking alcohol consumption to a reduction in protein synthesis, which in turn negatively impacts muscle growth. The most recent study on this topic was published in January 2015, demonstrating an approximate 75% decrease. Furthermore, alcohol consumption is associated with lower testosterone levels, as well as altered levels of additional reproductive hormones, including an increase in estrogen levels, by virtue of this increase potentially promoting a risk of estrogen-sensitive cancers like breast cancer in women. So much for beer making you manly, eh?
And on a personal note, as a martial artist, I do not like having my senses impaired in the least. Besides, how the fuck do I know if I had a good time if I can't friggin' remember what the fuck I did or where the fuck I was? It just makes no sense to me. I also believe that if you need alcohol to have a good time, you might want to reevaluate yourself, your friends, and your social habits. Just saying. My advice to you, and you can take it or leave it, is that if your memories, environmental awareness, mental clarity, physique, and health are all important to you, avoid alcohol consumption. Sorry to be a party pooper. But moving along, recreational drugs, any variety therein. While some drugs like marijuana appear to offer health benefits,
such as the potential to kill cancer cells according to the National Cancer Institute,
they also come with drawbacks that I'm not too keen on.
For instance, some studies on humans and rodents indicate that marijuana use acutely lowers testosterone and luteinizing hormone.
Now, that being said, there are also studies that do not support this effect, but nonetheless, I wouldn't want to risk that given my goals. Also, drugs in general often impair your senses and your mental clarity to a varying degree. So refer back to my previous sentiment that as a martial artist, I do not want my senses impaired in any manner. So, as with alcohol, which itself is arguably a drug, I do not recommend recreational drug use for the very same reasons. You can party, socialize, and have a great time with good people without any of this. But hey, to each their own. I'm just offering my 2 cents here. And finally, sex. What can I say? Sex is fucking awesome. And I can assure you that plenty of people will be doing some dancing in the bed sheets while celebrating the birth of a new year. Sex is linked to healthier immune systems, improved libido, lower blood pressure, lower heart attack risks, pain reduction. It's like, hey baby, I'm sore from the gym. Wanna have a go? Lowered risk for prostate cancer, better sleep, and lowered stress levels, all of which can improve your longevity and the quality of your life. Now, that being said, sex can also lead to unwanted diseases and an 18-year sentence called children, especially if you're not careful and don't take proper precautions, which can become increasingly more difficult to manage if you've been intaking the aforementioned alcohol and or drugs, especially if you end up doing the horizontal mambo with random and potentially foul people. So now I'm starting to sound like a sex ed instructor, but hey, it's a valid point. But another angle that people don't seem to take into consideration is self-respect, valuing oneself. There is nothing fantastic about having no dignity or self-respect. And this channel is about helping you become more fantastic. Think of it this way. If you love yourself, if you value yourself, and you have respectable standards for yourself, why would you toss yourself to any random person, especially if you hardly know them? Why would you also put yourself at risk? Take me. I put a lot of fucking work and time into my mind and my body. I care about myself, and I see myself as having value to offer. I wouldn't want to toss the keys to anyone with a vagina who just simply wants to take a fucking ride, you know? No matter how attractive they are or how horny I may be. And just to put this in perspective, I have a hyperactive sex drive. I simply have too much self-respect and dignity, and I also understand the health and life risks associated with this. Furthermore, it is about respecting the value of others too. If I wouldn't want to disrespect myself in that manner, it would be hypocritical of me to partake in disrespecting of someone else, even if they don't see it that way. So I only have sex with women who I'm involved with, women who I get to know, trust, respect, and value, and who return those sentiments. I do not do one-night stands, never have and never will, and the opportunities have presented themselves before. In fact, the shortest time span I've gone from meeting someone to the first sexual encounter was about 2 weeks of dating. So I submit to you all a challenge to change your views and your values if you have not already. Respect yourself and value yourself, and don't just give yourself away to just anyone. By doing this, I strongly believe that you will improve your life in general. From my experience and observations, a person who respects themselves is a person who will go the extra mile in achieving the life they want. Why? Because they're worth it. Also, from my experience and observations, a person who loves and respects themselves is more likely to be able to love and respect others, and thus develop more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. Anyhow, that is all I have to say on these topics. I felt the timing was appropriate, and maybe you've learned something from this. I hope you have. On that note, have a safe and happy new year, and let's dig right into 2016 with positive attitudes and energies. So please like and share this video, as I feel this is a valid message for people to consider. And also please subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Otherwise, I will see you all around in the new year.